guys. Oh, yo, what's up, guys? We got another podcast, episode 2, with Lambo, Cash, and Cam.
Yes, guys. That is Lambo. That is my co-host Lambo. That is my co-host Camden Villavaso. I got two football players on tonight. Cash not here tonight. He got stuff to do outside of this podcast. But show must go on. Here we are, episode 2, and we're picking up that consistency, man. We're picking up that consistency, and hey, we're rolling now. So episode 2, here we are. So before we get started, for those of you watching the recording, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you get notified of when we go live. Yep. When we post another episode. Yes, I forgot we're not on the Be Ready Sports Podcast. We're not live, but please make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you get notified of future episodes for this podcast. All right, without further ado, I got two football players on tonight. We're gonna talk about a lot of sports topics tonight. NFL free agency, March Madness, and then some NBA. All right, so let's get started with a sports topic that's been circulating right now in the NBA. It's about the NBA to add two more teams. They're planning to add two more teams. Adam Silver trying to add two more teams from 30 teams to 32 teams. So basically, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing right now. It's a bit confusing. So here's Sham Sharania here on First Take. He was on First Take, I think a few days ago, basically explaining how this went down and how is this going to go down.
So do we know if they do it, or while they're thinking about it, have they given some team names?
We don't know, but I'm gonna play this clip and then we're gonna give all our reactions after. All right, Lambo.
All right, sir.
All right, here's the clip right here.
We'll have its 30 owners next week vote on moving forward with exploring two new expansion teams exclusively in Las Vegas and Seattle, and that will be for the 2028-29 season. This first vote is expected to be a formality that it will then allow the league to proceed with bids, and industry executives tell me that they're looking at bids in the range of $7 to $10 billion for both of these franchises in Seattle and Las Vegas. But this is going to be a multi-step process. The first one is getting the permission to go explore it, gathering the bids, and over the course of the next several months, Adam Silver will continue his dialogue with the owners, and then at that point, a final vote before the end of 2026, the calendar year of 2026, a final vote to approve the expansion to 32 teams. And so there's a lot to sift through for owners right now, right? Because you go from 1/30th share in the league to 1/32nd. But if it makes sense financially, if you can get to that 7 to 10 billion per team range, that could make it enticing. It's really become a question, from my understanding, when, not if, there will be expansion. And so we're going to know this calendar year, but a very important vote, a formality vote coming up next week.
When, not if. That is a huge quote from that clip. So, Lambo, I'm going to start with you. What is your thoughts about the NBA possibly adding two more teams?
My thoughts are, well, I'm really interested. I really want to know if they will add the team names. And also, I want to know if they're saying, so are they saying like they're gonna think of the teams like in, if they do it, they're gonna like do it like in 28 to 29, he said?
27-28 season.
Oh, 27-28. Right?
Yes.
So
it's around there, yeah.
But wouldn't it take longer for them to build the stadium though? So
they might not have a stadium right off the bat.
So they're gonna have all. Wait, so will they be all away team?
So with Seattle, they do have an arena over there in Seattle. It's called the Climate Pledge Arena. So most likely they will use that. And then for Las Vegas, I believe that, yes, I think they have an arena called the T-Mobile Arena. So there are arenas, but I don't know if they're going to use those or they're going to plan to make new ones. That's going to be, the question.
And I got another question. You might not have the answer, but
yeah.
Do you think since they're coming like new, if they do come new, are they gonna have like first picks
First
in the
picks.
draft? In the draft?
I don't know about that, Lambo. I don't know that I. That's probably something that they're going to discuss once it happens. Once it happens, but probably down the line. But I don't know. Most likely yes. Most likely not. So Cam. So what are your thoughts on NBA possibly adding 2 more teams?
Well, it's not a very ubiquitous thing you see around sports. I mean, as in, like, it's not something that you see, like, a lot. So I'd be interested to see, like, what would happen, how they'd fill out, like, the roster, because they need, 15, 16 people, right?
Around there. Yeah.
Yeah, so how are they going to get all the people to do that? And, like, are they going to take out a free agency? Are they going to get extra picks? That's my questions.
Yeah, so that'll be very interesting. 2 very good questions from you guys. 2 very good questions. I don't know, and I guess we'll see once it happens. But Lambo, back to your question that you asked about what are these going to be the team names? I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure Seattle will have a team name right off the bat. People are going to know right away. Seattle used to have a basketball team back in the day, guys. Like before,
Wait, wait.
before
Sonics, right?
What happened? Did the franchise like crash down or something?
did they crash out? No. So basically, before there was an OKC Thunder, there was a team called the Seattle Supersonics. Yeah. So basically, Seattle Supersonics, they were a franchise before OKC. They were up in Seattle. Seattle, the Supersonics, they actually won a title back in 1979. They beat the Washington Bullets in Game 5 of the NBA Finals. They actually won a title in Seattle. And then in 2008, I guess something didn't work out in the organization, so they moved from Seattle to Oklahoma City. And now Oklahoma City is the new Seattle Supersonics. But,
Carlos knows ball.
yeah, so since Oklahoma City had Seattle, so basically they claimed that 1979 title and the 2025 title. So basically they have 2 titles, basically.
I went to
What?
an OKC game during spring break like a week ago.
Oh, yeah? Like a Heat game or OKC?
No, OKC. OKC
Oh,
Thunder.
You were on
OKC.
spring break last week.
Shay, it was when Shay made that. It was against the Nuggets when Shay made that game winning 3-pointer, like with 8 seconds left.
Oh, really? Like,
You had
how long
spring
was
break last week.
Bro, I had sweets. We had like sweets.
Oh, sweet.
You were on spring break last week.
Damn, that's
No,
great.
like it's. Bro, we've
'Cause
been
I'm
on
on-
spring break, but that's when the game was.
I'm on spring break right now.
Yeah, so me and Cam are on spring break. Yeah, so just you guys, me and Cam are both on spring break, and Lambo is the one going to school. So
We're both scholars. Me and
yes, sir, Cam. Yeah, for sure. So back to my Seattle Supersonics thing. So that's how Oklahoma City was a thing. But if Seattle's created, they're going to be called the Supersonics, and a lot of people are going to be excited. Mostly the old people, the old heads, because
Good question.
the old
So,
heads.
so if they do get renamed the Seattle Sonics like they were back then, will they get their title back or
yes,
from
yeah,
1930? So they will.
yeah, so they will. So basically, they're going to claim their 1979 title back, and then
Would they count it as OKC's title?
Yeah.
No, because the Supersonics won that title, and Oklahoma City they had it because they're now the Supersonics OKC because of expansion. Because so basically Seattle gets a new team, they'll claim that title back, and then Oklahoma City will have their own title, which they won last year.
So,
I gotta use the bathroom, Chris. I'll be back.
Okay, we're good. Okay.
yeah, I'll be back, guys. Cam had to use the restroom.
Hey. No, I didn't.
Casual Cam.
No, I didn't.
Cam, you said it out loud before you paused it.
Stop. Chill out.
Yes, guys. Yeah, so back to our conversation. So if Seattle gets their own team, they're gonna take back their 1979 title. Oklahoma City would have their own title 2025.
From last
So that's
year.
basically what's going on there with Seattle and OKC. But we're not talking about Las Vegas though, because Las Vegas is teams that might have a team. So I'm gonna ask you guys, like, what is Lambo? I'm gonna start with you. What is your thoughts? Maybe Las Vegas having their own NBA team?
Okay.
Gambits.
So What'd you say, Cam?
So the team name is going to be the Gambits.
The Gambits.
Like
Wait, hold up.
Gambits.
That would be funny. That would be funny. But
It'd be funny, it'd be tough.
okay. My thoughts are like, if they, if Las Vegas, really like actually got their own basketball team, I feel like they, they should go with the black and white colors like the Raiders, because, that stands out. Wait, do we have a black and white colored NBA team?
Yeah, the Nets, the Brooklyn Nets.
Oh yeah. Well, it would be still cool, and they should name it like they should name it like th- what would be funny if they named it their team like the Gamblers or something?
Gambits.
Gambits, Gamblers. Okay.
Because you know what Las Vegas is known for.
Yeah, indeed. You know, some interesting names from both of you guys, Gamblers, Gambits. Obviously, Las Vegas already has a basketball team, the women's side with Aces. So, you know, maybe they have something related to that. But, you know, I guess we'll see with Las Vegas. What will be their name? But, you know, there was something said by Shams that said they're putting up a bid for basically the owners have to come up with $7 to $10 billion for this to work. So
Yo, so hold up. So if a rich person like Elon Musk could buy the NBA team,
yeah,
Happens a lot in the NBA. And
Huh?
NFL. That happens like a lot in like NBA and NFL. People like
Yeah.
rich people buy teams.
yeah, most definitely. You know, obviously, you know, anybody can buy the team. It's up for
Like I own the Lakers, the Mavericks, the Hornets, the Saints, the
you're not that rich.
Cowboys, the Texans. Like those are just like some teams that I own.
that is a lot of money you got, Kim. That's a lot of money.
It's pocket change.
A lot of money. I don't know how many
Bro,
billions of
Cam,
dollars.
we all know that's monopoly money, bro.
It's not monopoly money.
Yeah, and I guess you pay with monopoly money, not like real U.S. dollars, not U.S.
I
dollars.
know.
We sure?
Cam, you won't even show your real background. You're using a kitchen's green screen.
I'm not in a kitchen. I'm in a room.
There it is.
Who's that in the back?
Oh my goodness. What are you searching up?
It says $6,320 to my Cash App right now.
Told you he had his phone on.
Oh,
No, I just grabbed it.
why are you showing your Cash App account?
Because if you want to send me money, I don't mind. But like, just showing y'all that it's not monopoly money.
Yeah, speaking about cash,
I'm in a kitchen, right, Lambo?
What?
I'm in a kitchen, right, Lambo?
You're gonna what?
I'm in a kitchen, right?
he's in the kitchen.
I thought I was in a kitchen.
You changed your back screen. Your green
Nobody
screen.
changed my background.
Yeah, so speaking about Cash App, guys, soon down the line we're gonna have a Cash App, a Zelle, or like what we have in our other podcast, the Be Ready Sports Podcast. So we're gonna have something like that here down the line, yes, for donations. So stay tuned into that. But
I
all right,
donate
guys, so do you guys have any final thoughts about this NBA possibly moving?
No,
from-
Carlos. Whenever I'm about to eat dinner here in a second. Not like too close to now, but I might have to leave for dinner.
When?
Couldn't tell you.
Okay. All right. So we're just gonna end it here. Okay.
Yeah.
The topic.
Play it by
Okay.
ear.
All right. So that's the NBA possibly moving from 30 to 32 teams. Yeah. So speaking about conferences, we talked about this Lambo backstage, but with conferences, adding these two teams is going to be in the Western Conference. Obviously, you guys know.
Yeah,
it's
obviously.
Dallas. So obviously, one team from the Western Conference will have to go to the Eastern Conference. Most likely, that team will be either Memphis or Minnesota. Most likely, they'll make the move from the West to the East. So
Why is Memphis in the Western Conference?
I have no clue. I have no clue.
They're like Southeastern.
Southeastern Conference. Speaking about the Southeastern Conference, SEC, let's get into college basketball. Here is the men's NCAA basketball tournament. All 64 teams are on here. The first 4 is going on right now. UMBC and Howard, they're going on right now, fighting for the 16th seed. The winner will play Michigan in the first round. But there are some very interesting matchups on this bracket, like Ohio State TCU. That's gonna be a great matchup. Louisville, South Florida. That game's gonna be a bit of a close game. South Florida, maybe might make a run. South Florida, they're red hot right now over there in the American Conference. Just won the American Conference, and that team going up against a Louisville team who's a bit questionable. No Mikel Brown Jr. during the ACC title run during the ACC tournament, so a bit questionable for Louisville. South Florida coming in hot, so that's going to be a close one. UCLA, UCF, that's going to be a very good one. Similar styles going at it, West Coast versus East Coast. Clemson, Iowa, that game's going to be pretty good, 8-9 game. Vandy, McNeese, Vanderbilt, they crushed Florida in the SEC tournament. McNeese winning the Southland again. Amir Orakan, the manager, is back in March Madness. He can hype up the team. He can hype up his McNeese team. They won the first round last year against Clemson. Can they do it again against Vandy? We will see. Nebraska, Troy, Lambo weapon.
I said maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe what?
You not just hear what he said? Are you not paying attention, Kev?
I am.
And I guess we'll see.
Oh, okay.
Nebraska, Troy. That game's going to be very interesting because Nebraska, they haven't won a first round game in the March Madness tournament. They're taking on a Troy team who is pretty good over there in the Sun Belt. They won the Sun Belt. They were the clear number 1 team over there in the Sun Belt. So Troy back at it again. We'll see what happens there. North Carolina, VCU. This might be the favorable upset out of this whole tournament. North Carolina, no Caleb Wilson. They've been shaky. Through no Caleb Wilson. VCU, they've been really good. I think they won 16 out of their last 17. They've been a really good team, VCU, from the Atlantic 10. They won their conference, so they are red hot as can be, and they're taking on North Carolina team that is stumbling going into the tournament. Let's see. St. Mary's, Texas A&M. That one's going to be underrated. Matchup for sure indeed. Villanova, Utah State, that's going to be a good one. Wisconsin and High Point, that's going to be a really good matchup. High Point, they were here before March Madness last year. They fell short. Can they do it again this year? They got a better team from last year, so High Point, they may pull off that upset against Wisconsin. Let's see here. BYU taking on the winner between Texas or NC State. That's going to be a very interesting matchup. Whoever wins that will take on AJ DeBonza and BYU. Miami, Mizzou. That one's going to be a close game. Miami taking on Mizzou. Definitely a very good game there. Georgia, St. Louis. The Billikens of St. Louis, they fell short in the Atlantic 10 tournament, but they are back at it, taking on a Georgia team who's one of the best offenses in the country. Also, St. Louis, one of the best offenses in the country. So 2 offenses going at it for the 8-9 game. Texas Tech, Akron. This could be an upset right here. Akron, very good guards that can play. Taking on Texas Tech team who is without JT Toppin. They haven't looked as good without JT Toppin as they have with. So Akron, look for Akron maybe to pull off that upset over there in that 5-12 game. Tennessee against Miami, Ohio, or SMU.
I bet $1,000 on SMU. I bet every atom in my body on SMU.
On SMU. So obviously SMU would have to beat Miami, Ohio. Then they will take on Tennessee. And then I'm assuming, Cam, you got SMU beating Tennessee.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting. So SMU, Miami, Ohio. That's going to be a really good matchup. Miami, Ohio, as you guys know, they were undefeated before they lost in the first round of the conference tournament. And they got in. So here they are. They have a chance to prove themselves. But, if Miami, Ohio, if they lose by a lot to SMU, that could mean a lot for future teams like Miami, Ohio that go 30-0 and asking to basically be in the tournament. This matchup right here could influence future decisions for the NCAA committee. Kentucky, Santa Clara, that's going to be a good one. And then Iowa State, they've been a really good team. They're the 2 seed. So those were a lot of matches. So Lambo, so what are your thoughts on this bracket right here, this tournament bracket? Like, Yeah, just give me your thoughts.
I need
Your
to zoom in, bro.
what happened?
I needed to zoom in.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry if my face. Sorry if my face looks big.
Are you good? You good? Yeah. Obviously, it's a bit small. It's a bit small because a lot of teams are there. So
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Wait. Why? Ah, the record button's blocking like half of the thing. Not half, but like the ones at the top right corner.
Yeah. So top right, there's Arizona taking on Long Island. Arizona is going to win that.
Yeah.
Villanova and Utah State. That one's gonna be a close game. Villanova had a very good year. Made a 180 from last year. Yeah, so basically they made a 180 from last year. They were bad last year. Now they're very good this year.
Okay.
Utah
My
State.
thoughts are. Oh, what's it called? I think seeing. Uh, I low key think Ohio. I'm going for Ohio State.
To
To win the whole thing?
win the whole thing.
So, huh?
To win it all?
Yeah, that's low key what I'm going for.
I'm not
Okay.
going to
Cause
judge.
like,
You know,
come on, bro.
I'm not going to judge any other
They
man.
had undefeated. They were undefeated until they lost. But
Oh, you're talking about the other Ohio team, the Miami, Ohio.
Miami, Ohio.
yo,
They're not going to beat SMU to get into the tournament, though.
Mhm.
I could
So,
not.
That is interesting. Okay, so Lambo. So you're talking about Miami of Ohio.
Yes, my bad, bro.
Okay,
Yeah.
Miami, Ohio.
Carlos, you
Yeah,
know
Cam-
this. You know, every time I say a team's going to win, what ends up happening? Remember on my show, whenever I talked about the playoffs?
Yeah.
What happened to every team I said was winning? They all lost. So here's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. Say nothing this year.
Nope. I'm just going to let the basketball be played, you know?
All right. Simple enough. All right. Simple enough. Just say nothing. All right. Yeah. So that's the bracket, guys. A lot of contenders on this bracket, like Michigan, Florida, Duke, Arizona, Iowa State. Yeah, a lot of teams on here that can maybe make a run. Like VCU can make a run. South Florida can make a run. St. John's could maybe make a run. Kansas, like those teams. Florida, yeah, maybe Florida can make can
Olivier Ryu.
Olivier Ryu. I don't know if he's gonna get in, but
What?
I don't know if he's gonna get in because he hasn't got reasonable minutes this year. But he has gotten in some time.
But he's so tall.
Couple times.
He's just so tall.
Yeah, he's like
like
7'9".
He's 7'10". Yeah, it's crazy.
7'10". It's insane. Florida
I mean,
him,
he's still a little bit shorter than me, but it's okay.
a little shorter than
Oh,
you.
damn, you're like 4'10", bro.
I'm 5'2".
No,
5.
I'm 5'2".
Goodness.
I know, but I'm probably taller than you anyways.
No, you're not, bro.
Probably.
Bro,
Okay,
let's
talk about height. Okay, well this.
Carlos
Okay, well.
knows he's lying.
Oh,
Carlos,
I
you
know I'm
know
lying?
Cam's lying.
Cam's
You know
height.
I'm
I'm 5'2" without with shoes on. I'm 5'3".
Okay, yeah, 5'2", 5'3", yeah.
You're 5'2" with shoes on.
Yeah, I'm taller than you.
I
You're
promise
the
you.
type of person to count hair, bro. You probably think your hair adding like 2 inches is your height, bro.
What? I think my hair adding 2 inches is my height. That doesn't make
No.
sense. That does not make sense.
You probably
All right, let's keep going.
you
Carlos.
probably add the hair when you measure.
Keep going, Carlos.
Okay, well, Cam's okay. Well, hey, Olivia Ryu is taller than all of us combined, maybe because he's 7'10". Shoot,
I'm
he's
saying.
tall as heck. He's tall as heck. But
Yeah, all these.
there's the tournament, guys. NCAA tournament. A lot of contenders. Bracket play will start on Thursday. And by the way, the Be Ready Sports podcast group will be closed on Thursday when the first games play. So make sure to put your brackets in by
All right,
Thursday.
baby.
All right, so now let's move on to
Free agency, right? That's the
NFL free agency. So now let's get into your sports. Let's get into your sports, guys.
Alright, guys. Now here where the podcast gets more interesting, and also
I think the podcast has been interesting so far.
Yeah, it has. Definitely these
I
two
know
were
the
winners.
most interesting thing was probably the adding in the two new NBA teams, which I know probably mostly half of this audience watching doesn't know that.
Man, everybody
Unless
knows that. That's like
unless they have
headlines
like
worldwide.
unless if they have like what's it called, like
I
Facebook.
know.
No,
Okay,
you
guys.
did not know that before.
I did know that before.
So,
I saw that
Yeah.
like 3 days ago.
Yeah. All right,
Okay.
guys. So let's move on to some NFL free agency, guys. I got a lot of players we're gonna talk about. Basically, players on new teams, and basically, I'm just gonna have you guys react to basically how do you feel about this player going to that team. So let's start with Justin Fields. Justin Fields, obviously, as you can see, was with the Jets, now with the Kansas City Chiefs. He's now with the Kansas City Chiefs. So Lambo, I'm gonna start with you. What is your thoughts on this?
okay, first of all, this boy needs to stop getting moved to team. Bears, Steelers, Jets, and now Kansas.
Kansas City, yeah.
Like, come on. And what's it called? Okay, my also other thought is why would they need to get a new quarterback if they have a decent quarterback though?
I like how you said decent with Patrick Mahomes, and I like how you
He's
said
not
decent.
good.
But obviously Patrick Mahomes, we all know, had that torn ACL this year. So obviously
Still better than me and Lambo combined, though.
Ooh.
He is much better than us combined.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes.
Who's we? I'm better than you, so.
Patrick Mahomes, definitely
They're not.
a very good quarterback. Definitely a very good quarterback. But Justin Fields going to Kansas City, he'll most likely be the backup quarterback for Patrick Mahomes. Basically, Kansas City wants to build depth for Patrick Mahomes because the torn ACL can really do some things to you mentally and physically. So they just want a quarterback to rely on, and this will be the quarterback that they rely on, in Justin Fields.
Well.
So, Lambo, I'm gonna start with you. So, how do you feel Justin Fields will do with the Kansas City Chiefs?
Okay, so if Justin Fields, if he gets PT, he's obviously, bro. I have a feeling he's gonna do straight up trash. Because why else would he keep getting moved to team? Because nobody wants him. Really.
Yeah, I agree with everything Lambo just said.
Yes, he's lost now.
So, Cam, so basically, your reaction is
obviously, yeah, he's not gonna do good.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I don't think he's not. I'm not gonna say he's not gonna do good.
No,
but
he's
I'm
not
say
gonna do good.
like-
He's not gonna. No, he's not even doing.
All right, well, I'm gonna say my thing, Lambo.
Okay,
I-
let's hear you.
I don't know if he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna do good, but he might. I want him to prove me wrong. I really like Justin Fields.
All right. So Lambo says he's going to do awful, and then Cam, you're saying
He probably won't do good.
he probably won't do good. Okay, so you're probably like in the middle, basically.
Yeah.
All right. Justin Fields now with the Kansas City Chiefs. All right, let's move on to our next player, Rico Dowdle, who was once for Carolina, running back for Carolina, who was a rising star over there in Carolina. Now has signed a 2-year contract with the Steelers. Cam, I'm sorry it's you this time. What is your thoughts on Rico Dowdle now joining the Steelers?
He's so explosive. And the Panthers letting him go, that's going to be a mistake. And the Steelers are going to take him, and they're going to throw him in the right scheme, and he's going to do great.
All right, so you say you're going to do great. All right. Lambo, what about you?
Okay, obviously he's gonna do great. He's gonna be in a much better place now than he was before.
I don't know about that. Panthers are pretty good. I mean, they were a big playoff contender last year.
Yeah.
And the Steelers weren't. So.
Any other year, no. But not until when they had Cam Newton.
Yeah, Cam Newton definitely with the Panthers. That was something else. Definitely making.
But all right, so I think he might wait. So Have you heard of this is off topic, but have you heard of Aaron Rodgers retiring?
Yes, every offseason he's saying this. Every offseason it comes up. Is he going to retire this year? Late third and fourth round pick. That's
First round pick in the first thing.
Yeah, so
in what round?
first, third, and fourth. That's what the
In
Dolphins.
the first round?
No. So the Dolphins are going to receive a first, a third, and a fourth round.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so those will be all for this year, and then the Broncos, they will receive Jalen Waddle and a fourth round pick this year.
All right, so I'm gonna talk about how equal the trade is. I think this is a really good trade for the Dolphins because Jalen Waddle. Did I say his name right?
Jalen Waddle, yes.
Yeah, Jalen Waddle. He's kind of getting worse, but he's not washed yet. And also, this is good for the Dolphins because if you saw, Tyreek Hill got injured, so they basically have they lost him and they lost Tyreek Hill. So not lost, but he was injured. So
Yeah.
for their first round pick, they should go for a receiver, and then go for a quarterback for sure.
Yeah, so we're going to get into the quarterback thing in a bit with the Dolphins. The Dolphins did acquire a quarterback, so we're going to talk about that once we get there. But, Lambo, now with the receivers now, you lose your two top receivers for the Dolphins, and Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. So now, if you're the Dolphins, Dolphins fans are now thinking, now to rebuild. Now
rebuild. This is definitely rebuild.
Yeah, so now you go
from rebuilding better.
Yeah, so now you go from retooling to rebuilding. Now, because now you got to rebuild that whole core of the receiver group. Now, because you just lost your two top receivers, Waddle and Hill. So we'll see what happens in Miami. They did pick up a quarterback. We're going to talk about that in a bit. But Jalen Waddle now out. But the Dolphins, they do receive a first round pick this year, and they also have a first round pick for themselves this year. So can they pick up a receiver within those two first round picks? We will see. Now let's talk about
why the Broncos did that. Because, come on, bro. The Broncos were really good this year, and they gave up a first-round pick that could have made them even better.
Yeah, could have. But, they got Waddle, and add that to that Broncos offense. Definitely could be something huge. But now let's move on to this one. Kyler Murray. We've all talked about this with the quarterbacks. Kyler Murray was one of those that got released from Arizona. Where is he going to go next? There's your answer.
Kyler Murray
to the Minnesota Vikings.
Finally got traded.
Yeah, well, he got let go of Arizona, so basically he got picked up, not traded.
Yeah. So, what was the trade for? What did Arizona get?
I don't think there's no trade. No, because Kyler Murray was a free agent. So basically, they just signed him.
So obviously, he's not going to start.
Okay. Why do you say
Vikings. That? I'm saying this because Kyler Murray kind of really fell off once D-Hop left. When D-Hop was in his prime, really good. Once D-Hop left, Kyler Murray kind of fell off, and now. When you see the Cardinals play, they don't win that much games. And now, all right, my question is, what round pick does Arizona have? Because I know they have to use it on a quarterback, right? Or do they have a new quarterback?
Probably Arizona. Probably Arizona is going to be up there because obviously Arizona, they're not a very good team, so they're going to be up there in regards to draft picks. But I don't know what draft pick they're going to be, but they're going to be up there in regards to draft picks.
All right, bet.
Yes, so Kyler Murray, he's going to be in the same room as J.J. McCarthy.
J.J. McCarthy starting. Kyler Murray's not taking J.J. McCarthy's spot there.
Okay, I guess we'll see. J.J. McCarthy versus Kyler Murray for that starting spot over there in Minnesota. We'll see who wins that. So now let's move on to another key player, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, safety from the Chicago Bears, used to be a Chicago Bear safety, is now signing a 1-year deal with the Buffalo Bills. Lambo, so what are your thoughts on C.J. Gardner-Johnson, key safety for the Bears, now with the Bills?
Hmm. I really think this is good for Buffalo because first of all, because what's it called? Their defense is like all right. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
The defense is all right, so this is a really good attachment to defense, especially safety. Am I tripping or does DeMar Hamlin still play for them?
DeMar
Right?
Hamlin, I think he's still with the Bills.
Yeah. So for DeMar Hamlin to have help is awesome.
Yes, yeah, yeah, definitely for sure. Obviously Buffalo is known for their offense. Josh Allen,
Yeah.
James Cook, Keon Coleman, that offense from Buffalo. Now you bring in C.J. Gardner-Johnson for the defense, giving the offense more opportunities. That's definitely key for that Buffalo defense. So C.J. Gardner-Johnson now with the Bills. Let's move on to Bradley Chubb. Bradley Chubb, former Dolphins defensive end, signed a 3-year deal with, guess who, Lambo? The Buffalo Bills. So you just add another key player.
Okay.
Defensive.
Awesome. So this
Yeah.
is awesome for the Buffalo Bills. But also,
Mm-hmm.
guess what the Dolphins have to do now?
Got to find another D end.
Exactly. So I feel like the Dolphins are really like getting rid of a lot of players so they can rebuild a team. I see
Yeah,
what the Dolphins are doing. There's look another one. But this is really good for Buffalo, so now they have another good attachment to their defense. So it looks like Buffalo might have a really good defense next year.
definitely. And that definitely, bringing Bradley Chubb, that'll definitely put him up there. So Bradley Chubb now
Pressuring those quarterbacks.
with the
Besides Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson. Speaking about Lamar Jackson and his team, the
I
Ravens,
know.
Trey Hendrickson. Trey Hendrickson, I think during the season had a little contract dispute with the Bengals during the offseason last season. Things were working out basically, so he was sidelined during some of the games, but then he came back once that contract was working out again. And now in the offseason this year, Trey Hendrickson is gone to the Baltimore Ravens for a 4-year deal. So Lambo, so what are your thoughts on Trey Hendrickson now going with the Ravens?
Well, obviously, I'm happy because come on, bro. We all know Ravens best team. Just didn't have a good season this year, but it's all
Yeah.
good. And just because of that, this is a really good attachment to our team. So well, I think this this will def this will definitely wait, hold up.
Mhm.
What position does he play? Because I really don't know about him.
Trey Hendrickson. Let's see what position he plays. He is a defensive end.
Defensive end.
Yes, so
Mm,
D end.
okay.
Yep. So that's what you guys
I
get.
mean, uh, he looks kind of little bit like from that picture.
Mhm.
Oh, never mind. Oh, this is gonna be awesome for us. And when did this happen? Like, when did we get this news?
And I think it was a few days ago.
Okay, so am I tripping, or when I think a week ago, when the Ravens tried signing how do I forget his name? That star player on the Raiders.
Crosby. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, we'll talk about him. Yeah.
and what's it called? Yo, bro, my brain. What
Mhm.
position does he play? Ain't no way. I
Crosby.
know he's on. Yes, I know he's on defense. But
I think he plays linebacker, but don't quote me on that. Max Crosby. Let's see.
yeah, I forgot too.
He plays D end.
Yeah. So, look, I knew this story. So, what happened? I'm guessing Ravens really needed DN, so they reached out to Max Crosby. But we know the results of that.
Mm-hmm.
So So they didn't get him, so they had to look for another one. And
Yeah, and
this is a
pretty good
pretty good
replacement,
one.
right? Yeah, pretty good replacement. Trey Hendrickson,
Yep.
pretty good from the Bengals. So you guys get Trey Hendrickson, the end. All right, let's move on to Daniel Jones, quarterback with the Colts. Reached an agreement of a 2-year deal, staying with the Colts. So he's gonna stay with the Colts.
Yeah, obviously, awesome. This is awesome for the Colts because the Colts. Did you see their season this year?
Yeah, so they went up, then they
But
went
then,
down.
yeah. But still, like, awesome season.
Yeah,
So I think this is a really, really, really great, probably one of the best things we've been going over for this team, the Colts, because if they put him in free agency and had to get a new quarterback, the new quarterback probably wouldn't be as good as Daniel Jones because he had an awesome season this year.
yeah, and he definitely did. He elevated his game from the New York Giants, from the Giants to now
I
the Colts.
know, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, and he definitely elevated his game, and now he's in a 2-year deal now with the Colts. So Daniel Jones staying with the Colts. Let's move on to this news. Geno Smith, who was formerly with the Jets, now is, hold on, let's see where he's going. Geno Smith. Where can I find it? Geno Smith. He's been all over the place, Geno Smith.
Yeah,
Yeah, so he's actually with the Jets now. Yeah, so that was his. Yeah, so the Raiders. He was with the Raiders, and now he's going to the Jets. Lambo. So what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, this this is obviously kind of like mid because like the Raiders did bad this year, kind of bad this year. The Jets did bad this year, and so this is like I guess good for the Jets, but then bad for the Raiders because then they need to get more. They need to get more freaking players, obviously.
Yeah, so I feel like the Jets made this move because they got rid of Justin Fields to the Chiefs, and they kind of needed a quarterback.
Yeah, just forgot
Yeah,
about that.
yeah, because if you look at their depth chart, Lambo, their only other quarterback on their depth chart is Brady Cook. Brady Cook, who is a rookie from Mizzou. So obviously you need that veteran experience in, and having 13 years of experience, why not bring in Geno Smith for that experience? So the Jets, they gained some experience with this quarterback position. Geno Smith now with the Jets. Let's move on here to Dawson Knox, tight end. Very key tight end. Very great, a very good tight end for the Bills. Signed a 3-year deal with the Bills. Lambo, what are your thoughts on this?
Mistake. I mean, come on, bro. He is an awesome tight end. So this is awesome for the Bills because they need more hands on their team because Stephon Diggs left and they don't really have that much good receivers. They have all right, but like the tight end is just awesome. I like their tight end. So this contract was really good for the Bills and for him.
Definitely need Dawson Knox. One of those key players in the offense is returning to Buffalo. So, and Lambo, it seems like Buffalo is starting to win in this free agency. You pick up 2 key
I know.
defenders, and then now you bring in Dawson Knox. Hey,
Awesome.
some key things going on in Buffalo. So let's move on to Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett, who has agreed to a 1-year deal with the Carolina Panthers. Lambo. So what are your thoughts on Kenny Pickett?
Okay.
Panthers.
Good for the Panthers because Panthers are trash. Oh, and the Panthers also needed this because they gave up one of their key players. Their running back. They gave up their running back, so obviously they're gonna need a better quarterback. So I guess to balance their offense or make it better.
Yeah. So Kenny Pickett now joins the room with Bryce Young, adding some depth that quarterback room, you got Bryce Young, Kenny Pickett, and you got Andy Dalton in that QB room. So you have 3 quarterbacks now in the room, add in Kenny Pickett.
I'm
So,
saying they should have, instead of going for a quarterback, they should have went for a running back.
well, who knows, Lambo? They might bring in a running back during the draft. So I
Oh,
guess
true.
we'll see what happens with Carolina, but bringing in Kenny Pickett to the QB room. Let's move on to Isaiah Pacheco. The Lions signed him to a 1-year deal. So
Going to the lines?
yeah, so so
Well,
Pacheco he was pretty excited about this actually. I don't know if you saw this reel. I
yeah,
don't
I
have
know.
Yeah.
It's exciting for him, but bad for the Chiefs because they already suck. And the Lions, they're really a good team, so this is really good for him.
Yeah, definitely. And by the way, the Chiefs they get something in return, not from the
Oh, really?
Lions, but, from like another team that we're going to talk about. Obviously, that we're going to talk about that they also brought in to the running back room. But Lambo, do you have any additional thoughts on this?
Ooh. Hold on. Freaking. What's the running back for the Lions? Gibbs?
Yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs.
Jahmyr Gibbs. I think Jahmyr Gibbs, on my hand, is a better running back. So I don't know if Isaiah Pacheco is gonna start, but if he really locks in, he might. But I just think.
Yeah, he
What's
he
up?
possibly. What happened, Lambo?
No, you.
Yeah, so Pacheco, he might be in the rotation. He might be part of the rotation with
Okay,
Jahmyr
oh, yeah.
and the other running back. So and as long as Pacheco's in the running back rotation, and I think he'll probably be all right in Detroit. And plus, he liked it. He liked it too. So Pacheco, happy where he's at in Detroit. Let's move on to Nakobe Dean, Georgia linebacker. Well, he's a linebacker now, but over at Georgia, he was a great defensive player at Georgia. Came into the Eagles, was a pretty good player over there in Philadelphia with the Eagles. Has now signed a 3-year deal with the Raiders. No, wait, Raiders again. Yeah, so the Raiders will be acquiring Nakobe Dean. So, Lambo, so what are your thoughts on Nakobe Dean going to the Raiders?
Okay, really good for the Raiders, cause cause that's also an add-on from Ashton Dempsey. So I guess the Raiders are also rebuilding their team because they gave up their quarterback and now they're rebuilding their offense.
Yeah, and it definitely sounds like it. The Raiders, they definitely,
Oh, did the Eagles get anything for return in return?
did they gain? I don't think they did, no.
Oh,
Yeah, so the Raiders, they have the first pick in the draft. They most likely might go for Mendoza. They have Genti a part of their team, and now they're just basically rebuilding from the draft. And I guess we'll see if it pays off in the future. You bring in Mendoza, now you got Genti, so we'll see what happens to the Raiders. But Nakobe Dean now with the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's move on to Gardner Minshew, quarterback, formerly with the Chiefs, has signed a 1-year deal with the Cardinals, the Arizona Cardinals. So, Lambo, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, obviously, like I said earlier, the Cardinals really needed a quarterback. And, I mean, I'm saying it's definitely going to be a better replacement for Kyler Murray. And it doesn't really affect the Chiefs because the Chiefs have Patrick Mahomes, which is a pretty good quarterback. So really good for the Cardinals and really good for the Chiefs because it doesn't affect them.
Yeah, for sure, because you have Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City. Now you bring in Justin Fields. Gardner Minshew is now at Arizona. He'll join Jacoby Brissett and Kendon Slovis, part of that QB room. So now there are 3 QBs in Kansas City. Now you bring in Minshew. All right, Minshew to the Cardinals. Let's move on to the other big news beside Kyler Murray. It is Tua Tagovailoa leaving the Dolphins and is now going to the Atlanta Falcons. Going to the Atlanta Falcons for a 1-year deal. So, Lambo, so what are your thoughts on Tua Falcons?
All right. I got a lot of thoughts. So, like we said, the Dolphins are rebuilding their team. So, did the question, did the Dolphins get any round pick in return?
No, because Tua was released by the Dolphins, so basically they don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, so they're definitely rebuilding their team. But it's like, why? Like when you're rebuilding your team, like they're rebuilding their whole like key players. Which no, Tua was horrible though, so I wasn't surprised about that. But
Yeah.
I guess this is all right for the Falcons, because what's dang, come on, yo,
What happened?
bro, I know the Falcons running back for so long, and I really forgot his name. He's from Texas. Come on, help me out, bro. I know him, bro.
It's Mustard. Come on.
Yo, come on, bro. I'm a Texas fan, bro.
Oh, come on. He's a pretty key running back for
dang.
Texas.
I know. Come on. I even met him before. Yo, my brain is messing with me today. No, say it, bro. I know it's gonna hit my brain.
Bijan Robinson.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, Bijan Robinson, running back for the
so
Falcons.
disappointed.
Yeah, Bijan was a great player over there.
No.
And then now at Atlanta, he's doing the same thing, doing a great job over there in Atlanta. Yeah, so now the Falcons, they will have 2 left-handed quarterbacks in Michael Penix and Tua, and they will both be competing for the starting job in next season. So we'll see who wins. Will it be Tua or will it be Michael Penix?
It should all depend on if Bijan, whichever one Bijan likes more.
Which one Bijan likes? Well, probably that might have a little effect too. Maybe, they might ask the key players in the offense, who do you like better in the offense? It might have a little leverage maybe on who's going to be the starting quarterback. But, they're going to compete for the starting job. We'll see who wins the starting job. Will it be Tua or will it be Penix? We will see. All right. Now let's move on to Mike Evans. Mike Evans signed a 3-year deal with the 49ers. Signed a deal with the 49ers 3 years.
Hold up. I gotta go to the restroom before I go crazy on this.
Yeah, so Mike Evans signed a 3-year deal with the San Francisco 49ers. So, Lambos, what are your thoughts on that?
Okay, bro. First, horrible for the Bucks. Come on, bro. Mike Evans is a dog. Like, why would they do that? They better got something in return for that. Or else their coach is stupid.
I don't know if they got anything in return. I don't think
Carlos, you can agree with me. That's stupid.
Yeah, I know, but and I think it was because he's a free agent. So maybe, free agent, you don't usually trade for anything. But
I know, of course, pick him up. But why would they let Mike Evans go?
I do not know, to be honest. But now Mike Evans with the Niners. But however, he would have to change his jersey number, as you can see there. He's number 13.
Ooh.
Because Brock Purdy has number 13. So, yeah, so I wonder what his number is going to be. Yeah, he'll have to choose a new jersey number after wearing 13 at Texas A&M and in Tampa. So he's been wearing 13 for his college career and his NFL career. So now he's going to have to choose a new number. So
unless if he talks Brock Purdy into changing his number.
I don't know. That's something him and Brock Purdy are gonna talk about. So if they can resolve it, then hey, it is what it is. All right, let's move on to Travis Etienne, former Jaguars running back, key running back for the Jaguars, has now signed a 4-year deal with the New Orleans Saints. Lambo, what are your thoughts on this? Going to the Saints?
Okay. First, really good for the Saints. Second, was he a free agent?
I believe he was. Yeah, I believe he was because they didn't trade for anything.
So this is kind of bad for the Jaguars because who's their backup running back?
Who is the Jaguars' backup running back? That is a very good question, Lambo. Let me see. And they do have others. Like I don't know how to pronounce his first name. I'm not gonna butcher it. They do have DJ Dallas in that running back room.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, then LaQuint Allen Jr., Chris Rodriguez Jr., and then you have the first name that I cannot pronounce correctly, but yeah, but they got 4 of the running backs in that room. So
All right.
we'll see what happens in Jacksonville. But Travis Etienne going to the Saints. But however, there was a little bit of a problem with Alvin Kamara, who was with the
Oh, I
Saints.
just realized that.
Yeah, so Alvin Kamara kind of took a little something from this and basically didn't like it because obviously
Yeah.
Alvin Kamara is the one, and obviously you bring in
Mhm.
another one, so Alvin Kamara kind of wasn't really happy about this, and there was a little bit of uncertainty if he was going to leave the Saints because the Saints kind of did this behind his back, bringing in ETN. So
Wow.
it's crazy, Lambo. So do you have any thoughts about that? Alvin Kamara.
I feel like to bring in someone your position, someone and a key player for a starting player from another team, and bring like and they bring them behind your back without telling you, and for them to have the same number, it's kind of like disrespect. Like if they don't want him there,
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
say that's really disrespectful. I would leave if I was him.
Yeah. Yeah. So true. And plus, and I wonder if he knew about this. I doubt he knew about this. Like, I'm pretty sure the
Yeah,
Saints did this behind his back, but that's crazy. Alvin Kamara, he's been there with the Saints, since
I
Drew
know
Brees.
for a long time.
Yeah, since Drew Brees was playing. So that's been a while. So, no.
Really
Bringing in
bad
ETN,
for the football world.
yeah, that's crazy indeed. But ETN now with the Saints. All right, let's move on to Jahan Dotson. Former Eagles receiver. He went from the Commanders to the Eagles. Now from the Eagles has signed a 2-year deal going to the Falcons. Lambo, so what are your thoughts on that? Jahan Dotson, key receiver, going to the Falcons.
Oh, good for the Falcons because they got rid of their quarterback. Wait,
Well,
did they get rid of their quarterback or receiver?
they got rid, I believe, of the receiver, I think.
Oh, well then this is all better for the Falcons.
Yeah, so you bring in Jahan Dotson, pretty good wide receiver. He went to Penn State. Jahan Dotson went to Penn State, then went to the Commanders, to Eagles now with the Falcons. So we'll see what happens to Jahan Dotson in Atlanta. Let's move on to another Atlanta player, Tyler Algier. Tyler Algier, former running back, was part of the rotation in Atlanta. Wasn't the main guy, obviously, because that was Bijan, but he was part of the rotation. Has now reached an agreement with the Arizona Cardinals. Lambo, your
Oh,
thoughts? Him going to
okay,
Atlanta.
awesome for him because everybody knows he's not starting over Bijan. So awesome for him. Doesn't affect the Falcons. Good for the Cardinals because the Cardinals are trash and they need more players. And yeah,
Yep, definitely, indeed. And they have now 5 running backs in the room: James Conner, Trey Benson, Bam Knight, and Corey
dang.
Kiner. Yeah, so you got 5 running backs in that room basically now. So a lot of running backs over there in Arizona. All right, let's move on to another one. Tyler Linderbaum, one of the best centers in football. Went to Iowa. Here he is in Baltimore. But however, he signed a deal with the Las Vegas Raiders. So Lambo, he's leaving Baltimore to go to the Raiders.
You already know my thoughts on this.
Yeah, I know. You know, you lose a center that was
I
protecting
know.
Lamar
Lose a
Jackson.
center to protect Lamar is just horrible. That I don't know why, but I feel like my team is falling apart because they had a horrible season this year, and now we released our center.
Yeah, that's insane. Crazy, right?
Yes, because now we're gonna have to use either our backup center, which I would not want to do, or trade for a new center, or use a draft pick for one.
I guess we'll see what Baltimore does, but they do release Tyler Linderbaum, one of the best centers in football. So he's going to the Raiders. All right, let's talk about another Ravens guy, Isaiah Likely, who I believe went to Texas, but don't quote me on that. Isaiah Likely, former tight end of the Raiders, now going to the Giants for a 3-year deal. Lambo, double whammy. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Bro, how did I not know this? I was mad about the center, but I'm horrified about this. Bro, Isaiah Likely is like one of the Ravens' best players. Bro, he's clutch. What? Go to the Giants.
Go to the Giants, right? You know, going for the Ravens.
Bro, this
Now,
disappoints me about my team. Like I don't like losing Isaiah Likely.
yeah, Isaiah Likely was one of those key players of the Ravens offense.
Bro, Carlos, you better move on to the next person, bro. I'm finna get bro.
And by the way, Isaiah Likely went to Coastal Carolina, not Texas. All right, let's move on. Michael Pittman, one of the key guys, one of the key receivers from the Colts, is now being traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Lambo, your thoughts on that?
Okay. So bad for Colts. Good. All right for no good for the Seahawks because now, uh, yo, DK has some receiver help. Now there's a duo. So and this also is good for the Steelers because now they're gonna have better receivers for their upcoming quarterback.
Yeah, for sure. Now you bring in Michael Pittman, you have DK Metcalf. Now you bring in that receiver with Rico Dowdle. So they're starting to build around that offense over there in Pittsburgh. So we'll see, you know, how Pittsburgh is doing. And plus, Lambo, they're in your division.
But I don't like this. I don't like this because we all know Ravens and Steelers are rivals.
Yeah, I know.
And they wanted to beat us in the playoffs because our freaking kicker couldn't just make a field goal.
Yes, I know. The nation saw it. The country whole saw what happened. And we'll move on.
I'm glad my dad's team horrified the Steelers. I was so happy that day.
Yeah.
I watched the whole game.
The Ravens Steelers?
Of course I watched that. But I'm talking about the Texans and Steelers because I wanted the Texans to beat the Steelers. Gotcha.
All right. Let's move on to key free agent pickup here from the Chiefs. Kenneth Walker III from Michigan State to the Seattle Seahawks. Super Bowl MVP. Great running back in Kenneth Walker. Now is in Kansas City with the Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes over there in Kansas City. So, Lambo, your thoughts on Kenneth Walker going to the Chiefs?
Was this a free agent or a trade?
This was free agent.
Why would the Seahawks drop a good player literally after they just won a Super Bowl?
Or
Yo, what are we doing, bro? What are the Seahawks doing? Like, y'all just won a Super Bowl and y'all are dropping players.
yeah, that's crazy indeed because he was a Super Bowl MVP.
I know. Like, yo, where in the mind would you drop a Super Bowl MVP? Literally the year y'all won a championship. Huh. Kind of showing scripts, isn't it? No, I'm just joking.
I don't know, but now he's
But
in Kansas City
that
now.
just doesn't seem right. That just doesn't seem right.
I know.
Stupid on the Seahawks. Obviously good for the Chiefs because they're trying to get better players.
Yeah, so definitely now Kenneth Walker is now with the Chiefs. All right, we got 3 more to go, Lambo. 3 more to go before we sign off. All right, now here's Malik Willis, Green Bay Packers quarterback, who was once in Green Bay. Now is the quarterback of the Miami Dolphins. So there's your replacement in Miami.
Oh,
take away Tua,
right-handed.
Malik Willis. Lambo, your thoughts?
Okay, obviously. So, I guess this is the rebuild. We finally figured out the rebuild for the quarterback. So, they still have a lot more positions to fill though, since they got rid of so much positions and Tyreek Hill's hurt. So, well, yeah, good for the Dolphins, of course, because they got rid of so much players. Basically, their whole offense, besides the line, because they got rid of a receiver. They got rid of their quarterback, and they got rid of who else? Was it a D line or O line?
D end.
DN. Yeah, they got rid of their DN. And am I tripping, or did they get rid of their running back?
They did not get rid of running back. No.
Okay, I'm tripping. But still, this is good. This is good. Because they got rid of so much players.
Yeah, Malik Willis, he can sling the ball. He can sling that thing.
I know. Yeah.
I saw his pro day at a Liberty, and shoot, you gotta see that clip. That is just insane how he threw that ball over there at Liberty during that pro day. That was insane. But now Malik Willis is with the Miami Dolphins now. So that is Malik Willis. Now let's move on to probably the biggest news of all free agency. Max Crosby. As you guys can see there, the first part, I said the first part because it's going to be a second part. The first part, he was going to go to the Ravens. He was going to go to the Ravens.
I already know the story.
Joining along possibly with Kyle Hamilton, Roquan Smith, Nnamdi Madubuike, and Nate Wiggins. That defense over there in Baltimore, sounds great, right, Lambo? Sounds great, right? That whole defense line. Until this happened.
Yep. I already know about this.
Yeah, but for you guys watching, the audience, the people watching the recording backed out because of medical concerns from his physical. So so in order for this trade to be done, obviously medical concerns, you got to be medically cleared, the physical and stuff, things like that. And perhaps something went wrong along those lines, and the Ravens just said, "Nah, we don't want none of this. Take him back." So now Max Crosby is back with the Raiders. Lambo.
Huge thoughts. I kind of wish we would have got him, because he would have been a way better replacement than who we talked about earlier from the Bengals.
Yeah, Hendrickson. Yeah.
I'm really mad about this. I wish he would have just done good and not would have had medical concerns.
And things gotta be done, and unfortunately, things didn't go through. So. Yeah.
Really makes me mad as a Ravens fan base.
Yeah, it is.
Do we have comments on this podcast or not? Do we have comments on this thing?
No, it's going to be on recording. Yeah, so when people watch it when it's released, it'll be down in the comments. So people will be
Hey,
commenting once this
I want some people to comment if they're a Ravens fan and if they're mad about this. If they are a Ravens fan, tell me if you're mad about this or if you're doesn't affect you or if you're happy. All right,
There you go. Yeah.
I'm mad. Carlos, what's your thoughts?
I'm neutral on it. I obviously feel bad for you guys, for your fan base, Lambo, for the Ravens, because it could have been a huge pickup. And from that lineup I just said there, could have been
After releasing Isaiah Likely, bro, my team's falling apart.
Yeah, definitely painful indeed. But, we have reached the end of the show, guys. A lot of housekeeping with these NFL free agency. We kind of had to do all that because obviously, and I think all this started in early March, and here we are in mid-March, kind of had to clear and all that, but it's all clear now. And that was NFL free agency, and obviously the other stuff with NBA and stuff like that. So, all right, before we guys sign off, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Here we are on YouTube.
Don't remember, comment.
And comment too, guys. Comment too your thoughts of all these sports news that we talked about today. So like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notified of future episodes like this. So, all right, guys. Yeah, like, share, subscribe here on YouTube, and also please make sure to follow our brother channel, Be Ready Sports Podcast. Please make sure to follow Be Ready Sports Podcast on YouTube and Instagram. We also have an Instagram too, guys. Don't worry. It's down there right now, scrolling right now at Lambo and Cash Show. So we'll get that going as well. And so that's that.
Could I add something?
Yeah, of course.
Hey guys, y'all should y'all should comment or reach out to us on the Instagrams he just said, or just like reach out to us or comment if you wanna see like us talk about ideas that you're interested in.
Oh yeah, of course. Yes, guys. Yeah, guys. Obviously, if you guys see something on the
We're trying
internet,
to interest y'all.
Yeah, if you guys see something on the internet, that we should be talking about, hey, just hit us with a DM on the Instagram at Lambo and Cash Show on Instagram, so that we can talk about it on the show. All right, guys. That's it for episode 2. We'll see you guys in episode 3. All right, see you guys.
See y'all.